You can't fight someone who walks around at 12-3, boiling him down to 160. Before, you would have fought him at 157.
Did you invite him when you spoke to him?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He said the fight isn't going to happen.
Would the public be interested in such a fight? Unfortunately, because promoters have been constantly rinsing the public with these fights, which actually are about names, not about abilities. So, they would take an interest in this fight.
Chris Eubank Sr. didn't hold back as he slammed Conor Benn for stepping into the ring with Chris Eubank Jr. He said Conor shouldn't fight him. Eubank Sr. spoke strongly against the planned fight between his son and Conor Benn. He had serious safety concerns and believed the weight cut could be dangerous for his son. He explained that Eubank Jr. is coming down 1 ounce below 160 pounds and he will not allow that. Eubank Sr. talked about the risks of losing too much weight in boxing. He remembered past cases where boxers died and said he won't risk his son's life for this fight. Eubank Sr. also questioned why Conor Benn wants this fight. He thinks it might be because Conor wants to take revenge for his father's past losses. He told Benn to focus on his own career and said it's not about Chris Eubank Jr. It's about becoming champion at 147. He also blamed promoters and managers, saying they care more about money than safety. He made it clear that he will do whatever it takes to protect his son, even if it means speaking out in public.
You can't fight someone who walks around at 12-3, boiling him down to 160. Before, you would have fought him at 157. He would have lost his life that night, which is why that fight didn't happen, and why it's being boycotted. Whoever's giving you this view that you have, you've discarded your entire career for Chris Eubank Jr. Who is that? Is it just your dad who wants to win over me? Or is it someone else in your team? Who juiced you up if you were juiced up? What happened, Conor?
Despite the back and forth in the media, Eubank Sr. knows how dangerous Conor is in the ring, especially for his own son. He is not taking Conor lightly. He understands how dangerous the fighter is, even if Conor may have lost some of his power. Eubank Sr. wants to make it clear that his criticism is not against his son, but against the situation. His main concern is making sure his son doesn't get pushed into a fight that could do more harm than good. It's a father's instinct to protect his child, and Eubank Sr. knows how tough and brutal boxing can be. That's why he hopes the fight doesn't happen. It's not that he doesn't believe in his son's skills. He just knows from experience how dangerous things can get in the ring. Eubank Sr. doesn't want this fight to go ahead. Even though he respects the sport and his son's career, he wants to see his son grow without risking everything in a fight that might be too risky.
Chris Eubank Jr. was a fantastic fighter, is a fantastic fighter, but he's too heavy. Okay, he is a 168-pound fighter. For him to get down to 160 now is too much for him. So Conor would be fighting someone who has lost his punch resistance, which was proven with this Mr. Smith. Again, I don't talk against my son. I'm there to protect him because I know how dangerous this young man is in Conor Benn. I know how dangerous he is. 147 fights 147. Leave Junior alone.
Chris Eubank Sr. has shown strong support for Conor Benn, saying clearly that he believes in Conor's amazing potential as a fighter. According to Eubank Sr., Conor is a great talent who can beat any fighter in the ring. His trust in Conor's skills is clear, as he supports him not just as a fan, but as someone who truly understands boxing. Eubank Sr. said he has been around fighters for many years and knows what it takes to make it at the top level. That's why he can confidently say Conor has what it takes to succeed. He also talked about how important trust is, not just in boxing, but in relationships too. He told Conor that he knows the people around him and how things work, but he wants Conor to trust him because he only wants what's best for him. Even though Eubank Sr. knows some negative things may have been said about him, he told Conor that he has no bad feelings. He said that even if there were misunderstandings or hard words in the past, he will always support Conor fully. He promised that his advice will never mislead him. Eubank Sr. knows Conor's father and has watched Conor's journey, which is why he trusts his own guidance. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. He just wants to see Conor succeed and will always be there to support him.
Let Conor go and have his illustrious career here in the United Kingdom and then in the United States, because he beats them all. That's how fantastic I think he is. I've always backed you, Conor. I've always backed you. Okay? You're sensible. If it's true that you've said things about me which are not complimentary, I don't mind that. I'm looking at the people that you're around. Here it is. You know the spirit world. That's how I know you're an honest man. The people around you are part of a gang. It's a team thing. You're the mark. Okay? The only person who's going to look out for you is you. Supposed to be your dad. And people like me. You can trust me. Yeah, you've seen me get up in a fight I can't win and walk back into the fire. You can trust me. I'm not going to give you I'm not going to mislead you. You know, I'm a lawman.
The ongoing tension between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn is not just a rivalry between two fighters. It goes much deeper and also involves their fathers. The bad feelings between the two families started from a number of incidents that have only made things worse over time. One major moment happened during a press conference when Conor Benn's father, Nigel Benn, put his arm around Eubank Jr.'s throat. This physical action caused strong reactions and was seen as a clear sign of the tension that had been building for years. It added more fuel to the fire between the two families. On the other hand, Chris Eubank Sr. has always shown support for Conor Benn. He stood by him during his career, even when things between him and Nigel Benn weren't good. While Eubank Sr. has never publicly attacked or spoken badly about Conor Benn, his support for Benn instead of his own son, in some moments, has caused problems. The differences between Eubank Sr. and Eubank Jr. have added even more drama. Eubank Jr. has said he wants to reconnect with his father, but their broken relationship still hurts. The situation got even worse after Nigel Benn's actions. Eubank Jr. felt pushed and even warned Conor Benn's father that if he touched him again, there would be serious consequences. Conor Benn became more upset as all of this became a public issue. In an interview on Piers Morgan's show, he showed his frustration about the tension in the complicated relationship between both families. What started as a fight between two boxers has now turned into a battle between their fathers, too. Eubank Jr. still loves and respects his father, but their rocky relationship continues to affect both their personal and professional lives. Even though there's a lot of anger, there's still hope for peace. But the path to that won't be easy.
Your dad intervened with the egg throwing and put his arm, I think, on your throat. And at the second press conference, you basically threatened Nigel Benn. Said if he did that again, you deal with him. And
it wasn't a threat, it was a promise.
Oh, it's not a promise, is it?
You can't touch
scumbag.
You can't.
What we did.
You can throw an egg in his face and his father can't.
No,
me and him are fighting.
You're just upset.
Me and you are
dad
fighting.
Can't stand you. And
I'm
my
not
dad has
upset.
my back. You are. That's all that
I'm not
was.
upset.
My dad put.
Me and you
his
are
hands
fighting.
around you
Whatever
again.
happens between us.
My dad would put his arms around you again. What are you going to do about it?
No one
What are you
else.
going to do about it? Tell me.
No one else can touch me.
Tell me.
If they do, there'll be
Tell me.
consequences.
Consequences to what?
If
What,
anyone
I was to
else,
slap you right now?
if
What, I was to slap you right now?
anyone
What are
else
you gonna
touches
do?
me,
What, if I was to slap you right now? What are you going to do about it?
yeah, go on, go ahead.
Yeah, talk about my dad.
I'm not talking about your
my
dad.
No.
But I told him.
But
I told him.
Get off me, please.
My old man would never touch you, so your old man's never going to touch me.
I'll never slap you.
You
I
would
would
never slap me.
Yeah, no, I won't
You
slap
put your
you.
hands on me twice since my last fight.
When?
You pushed me.
Push, a little push.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You put your hands on me.
Little push and stuff.
You
Stop moaning
put your
about it.
hands on me.
Stop moaning about it. A little push and shove. Stop moaning about it. Talk about my dad.
You put your hands on me, I put my hands on you.
I'll
Now
never
we're even.
disrespect your dad.
Yes, you would. You disrespected him before.
What? The fact that he don't like you? It's a matter of fact.
Okay, well, it's
That's a
disrespect.
matter of fact. How's that disrespect?
You can't give it and not take it.
You fucked up by talking about my dad. You done fucked up
You
talking
fucked up
about my
touching
dad.
me, and you fucked up by taking this fight.
Yeah.
That's right.
In a recent interview, Chris Eubank Jr. was asked if his father, Chris Eubank Sr., would attend his upcoming fight on the 26th of April. Eubank Jr. didn't sound hopeful. He said, "No, like I said, I haven't heard from him since that day, so I'm not confident of anything. But I will try my best to facilitate him being there." When asked if he had invited his father, Eubank Jr. confirmed that he did, but his father's reaction wasn't supportive. Eubank Jr. explained that his father's view on the fight was very clear. He said, "The fight isn't going to happen." This comment shows that there is a gap between father and son. Eubank Jr. seemed confused about why his father believes the fight won't happen. His words showed his frustration and sadness. Even though he tried to include his father in his journey, Eubank Sr. still doesn't agree with the fight. His father's strong opposition shows he has deeper concerns about it. Eubank Sr.'s comment likely comes from worries about the risks or problems the fight might bring. Eubank Jr.'s uncertainty shows the emotional stress he's feeling. He wants his father's support, not just as a fighter, but also as a son. This whole situation shows the deeper issues between the two. Eubank Sr. seems to truly believe the fight should not go ahead. This clearly frustrates Eubank Jr., who is trying to understand why his father would stand in the way of something so important in his career.
Did you invite him when you spoke to him?
Yep.
And what did he say?
He said the fight isn't going to happen.
Why not? Why does he feel that way?
You know, your guess is as good as mine, buddy. It's, it sounds crazy, but at the same time, he said the same thing before the last fight. So it's like, I can't even call it crazy now because it did happen the first time.
Chris Eubank Jr. shared his thoughts on his father's opinion about his upcoming fight. He said he feels confused and frustrated. He remembered that his father had said the same thing before his last fight, that it wouldn't happen. But the fight still went ahead. This time, though, Eubank Jr. feels it's almost impossible for the fight to take place, even though he also said nothing is truly impossible. Despite his father not supporting the fight, Eubank Jr. believes that support should still be there. He thinks his father should stand by him, even if his views haven't changed. Eubank Jr. understands that his father might be going through personal struggles and has mental blocks that stop him from fully accepting the fight. Eubank Jr. is showing kindness and patience. He doesn't want to push his father, but wants to help him deal with whatever emotional or mental challenges he's facing. Even with all the tension between them, it's clear that Eubank Jr. still wants to fix their relationship and help his father find peace.
First time, but it's just not going to happen this time. It's impossible, virtually impossible. Nothing's impossible, but it's virtually impossible. And, you know, even if that was his mindset, I feel like he should still be, you know, supporting. But he has this mental block about this whole thing. I don't know why. It's you know, it's obviously just something. He's got his demons. He's fighting, and he's got something in his mind that he can't get over. And you know, I don't know. I got to just try and help him through it, I guess.
Chris Eubank Sr. shared his confusion and disappointment about his son's actions, especially the moment when Chris Eubank Jr. smashed an egg on Conor Benn's face. He said this kind of behavior is not something he understands or supports. As a father, he felt that he was supposed to be a role model, and this action didn't match the values he hoped to pass on. Later, Eubank Sr. spoke to his son, who explained why he did it. Eubank Jr. said the pressure from the fight promotion was too much. He felt trapped and believed that Ben was a cheat. He admitted that smashing the egg was not a random act. It was something he had planned. He felt pushed into a corner by the people around him and reacted based on that pressure. Eubank Jr. also said that part of what led him to act that way was the belief that his father didn't support him. That feeling made him feel alone. In his mind, the egg incident was a way to show he still had control and could stand up for himself, even when it felt like no one had his back. Even though Eubank Sr. seemed to understand the emotional pain his son was going through, he still couldn't fully accept why his son did it. Eubank Jr. also added that Benn had allegedly used some kind of chemical connected to eggs, which added fuel to his actions. Still, despite his son's reasons, Eubank Sr. stayed worried about the behavior and what it meant.
This is not the behavior I understand. Where did that come from? I'm supposed to be his example. But I spoke with him a few days ago and he said to me about this egg thing. He said, Dad, he's a cheat. Okay, and we're promoting the fight. And these people have me under a great deal of pressure and the environment is very messy. And I got pulled in. In doing that, yes, I premeditated it because these people are all over me telling me that my dad doesn't like me. It's me alone, Dad. So, that's what I thought I'd do and I've justified it. He supposedly had some type of chemical which is born of eggs and...
Chris Eubank Sr. has clearly said that his son, Chris Eubank Jr., will never truly become a champion if he only focuses on the belts around his waist. For Eubank Sr., being a real champion is not just about holding trophies or titles. He believes that what makes someone a champion is the love and respect they earn from people. He explains that being a champion is about more than personal success. It's about how people see you, how they connect with you, and how you affect the world around you. A true champion makes people feel something deep, something more than just wins in the ring. This view sounds like a message to his son. Eubank Sr. seems to think that his son is too focused on fame, titles, and attention. Instead of chasing only recognition, he believes his son should focus on the values that truly define greatness. His attempt to stop the fight between his son and Conor Benn shows what he thinks about his son's current mindset. Eubank Sr. doesn't believe his son is ready to become great on his own terms. That's why he is strongly against the fight happening. He wants to protect his son from a challenge he thinks he might not be ready for. In a way, his words and actions show that he may doubt his son's ability to reach the top level. Eubank Sr., once one of the greatest himself, seems to feel that his son still hasn't learned what it takes to be a true champion. This deep and difficult father-son relationship continues to shape their story, with the father trying to protect his son from a fight he believes could stop his chance to truly succeed.
Will your son ever be champion?
As long as he thinks it's about the belts he has around his waist, no, he'll never be a champion. It's only about how people feel about you. Are you loved? Muhammad Ali loved. Jack Johnson loved. Joe Louis loved. Standard bearers. That's who I am. I'm the last in the line of the greats. I am GOAT. Oh, just in case you don't know the acronym, greatest of all time. Period. I cannot be challenged. No one would have the gall, the brazenness to sit in a room with me and speak to me about boxing. I'm the king.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.